This video is for any small business owner who's set themselves goals, perhaps at the start of this year, and who is looking at those goals a couple of weeks later and starting to kind of creak around the edges as to whether you can stay on top of them. Remember when you were at school and you had a teacher that you'd submit homework for and you get feedback on it? Or when you went to college or university, you'd be filing assignments and you'd be getting those marked. When you started your first job, you'd be working for a line manager and perhaps submitting status reports or having regular update meetings so you could make sure that you're on track. But then when you started your first small business, you didn't have anybody who you were looking to kind of review your progress with. Some people have business coaches, and I really recommend that once you get to a point where you need that business coach. Some people work in mastermind groups who might meet monthly or bi-monthly, and they're really great, but they don't hold you to account every day. Some people are part of, say, Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups where they're holding one another to account on there. But again, is that really keeping your goals front and center every single day? I want to give you an idea that I've been playing around with over the last few months, and it's working for me. And it uses a free app called Google Forms. You don't have to be a Google Workspace user. If you've got a Google account, you can get Google Forms on there. And one thing that I've had on my phone and on my computer is this form that I fill in on a daily basis. I'm asking myself 5 questions about yesterday to start every single day. So I fill it in as I'm having my morning coffee. And I'm simply asking myself, and these are against my goals that I have for me. These are ones that work well for me. You could change it if you wanted to. I'm just simply asking myself, did you wake up feeling rested? Yes or no? Did you get 30 minutes or more exercise yesterday? Yes or no? Did you post any meaningful content, by which I mean a blog, a video, podcast, or an email campaign? Yes or no? Obviously, I don't fill that in at weekends. Did you land at least one lead from a landing page? I'd expect that to work at weekends, so I can answer that any day of the week. Yes or no? So all of these first 4 questions are just simply yes or no answers. And then looking at yesterday, rate how productive the day was, 1 to 10. Whether it was 0, not productive at all, or 10, the most productive day ever. And this form I've set up so that I don't have to fill in my email address every day. I've set it up so that it goes into a Google Sheet, so it's recording all of my answers in there. So I'm not collecting email addresses. I'm not sending the responder a copy of their response. What else have we got in here? Don't collect email addresses. Questions required by default. That's not particularly important. Those are my settings that I'm using. I could track responses in here. This is just a demo one. I haven't filled anything in there as yet. But if I can link that to a spreadsheet, and let me show you one that I've created already to show you. What this does, it places a row in a spreadsheet every single submission. So it timestamps it, and then it just gives me my answers in there. And I can track in there. I've got some formulae in here. Let me know if you want to get a copy of the spreadsheet so you can copy these formulae if you want to use them. Tracks my current streak of activity and tracks my longest streak. So where have I got yeses? So if my current streak of say 3 days is waking up feeling rested, that current streak would show 3 there. And it's also letting me see on that current streak where I am against it. Now, whilst I can review the results online, and I like doing that, say, on a weekly basis, it's not very practical for me to fill this form in on a daily basis on my computer. If you like doing it that way, that's fine. You can just go to the form on a daily basis. But what I like to do is if you go to that send button up at the top, and you click on the link and just email that to yourself or text message that to yourself. I'll show you how to create a shortcut on your phone. So here I've got my form open in Safari. Important that you open it in Safari rather than in Chrome or whatever else you use on your phone. And if we click on this share button down at the bottom, what we can do with this is if we click on add to home screen, it will create a shortcut on our home screen to be able to fill in our daily form. And this form will refresh every time you submit it if you use the settings that I showed you earlier in the video. Using this form is a great way of tying your daily actions and activities into the goals that you set at the start of the year, and that perhaps you've even added to your phone screen like I showed you in a prior video. Remember that repetitions create habits, and habits form our character. And if there's no greater skill to have as a small business owner, it's staying on top of the things that are going to move your business forward. So although we're moving into Blue Monday and it's the time of year when the rest of the world is forgetting those goals that they set themselves in their New Year's resolutions, I want to challenge you to stay on top of those goals and to hold yourself accountable to move them forward every single day in your business. I hope this is useful to you. If it is, please comment, and if you'd like to get those formulae that I added to my spreadsheet so that you can track what your current streak is and what your longest streaks are, don't hesitate to get in touch. I'd love to help you. Thanks.